letting me go, but it's like not letting me go in my YouTube. Let me see. So it won't let me go in my YouTube. Well, no, it won't let me go in my... I mean, I can't go to YouTube.
You can't go?
I'm live, but I'm not... You don't understand what I mean.
Okay. Want to get rid of this paper down here now?
Just let me just do this now. Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. Okay. Hey guys. Uh-oh. What is this one in now? Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Nicole? Hopefully you can, because it's all messed up over here. I hope I'm in the... Yeah, Mommy Ramblings. Okay. Am I in the right channel? Okay. I am. It's just that there's something wacko. It has me in my true crime chat logo and not the Mommy Ramblings. And it wasn't logging me into my account. So I'm looking at this like somebody that's looking like you're looking at this. Okay. Anyway, as long as you can hear me. I don't know why it's not letting... Sorry, I went swimming and my hair... Jimmy, we have to color my hair. It's outrageous.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my God.
What's outrageous about it?
Jimmy, look at it. Look at the... Okay, it's fine.
Okay. I can't tell.
Can't tell. Anyway, hi Ash
I got
Lewis.
rose-colored glasses. Right?
That's good. Anyway, we have to do it tomorrow. Okay, so hi Deborah Vancouver Dan and everybody. I think I'm just going to probably look through this through Streamlabs so that I can see. Just don't know why it has... Hold on a second. So why does it have... If I look like this, then I'm looking away. Why am I looking away? Look here, but then I can't see where I'm looking. So I just have to look here and talk to you. If I look here and talk to you, then does it seem like I'm looking straight at you? I don't... Does this look like I'm looking straight at you? Because I don't know. Then I go over there, I'll pop the chat out over here. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. But I think this is where I'm looking straight at you. If I'm here.
You're not.
No?
Show me. Where you going?
If I'm looking like that. Like now.
No, you're looking out toward my left. Now you, if you look there.
Okay, but it's a lot worse like this.
Where is the camera's in the middle?
Yeah. Well, what about now?
You're looking the other way. You're looking to your left.
That's right at the camera.
The camera?
That's right at the camera.
Ring light?
That's right at the camera.
That's looking at us now. Yeah, it's looking right at us.
But my eyes must be up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Jess Ruby.
Yeah, so.
No, if I look
Don't
towards
worry
the...
about it. Tell him. Okay, look toward the mic. You're
No.
good. Just
If I look towards the mic, I'm looking away.
yeah.
Okay, anyway. All right. I'm not going to get concerned about it. Okay. Anyway, let me go to the... And I have everything all messed up because I had to restart everything here. So Gabby Petito's mother, Nicole Schmidt, gave an interview, and they made a $100,000 donation to combat domestic violence from the Gabby Petito Foundation. And so she's channeling her grief into advocacy and hoping to help others escape from domestic violence because it's coming around the 1-year anniversary of Gabby Petito's death. So on Thursday, she announced that the Gabby Petito Foundation would make a $100,000 donation into the National Domestic Violence Hotline as part of the organization's Hope Can't Wait initiative. This is to give victims resources to protect themselves and escape from violent relationships, something that Gabby Petito could not do herself. We're trying to do good for Gabby and for everybody else, Nicole said, and she spoke to NBC Today show. Our story begins because of domestic violence, tragedy, and we don't want to see that happen to anybody else. Let's see here. So she touched the world, right? Nicole Schmidt said, the whole tragedy that happened is for a higher purpose. That's what keeps me going. And she also said that Brian Laundrie's confession was a bunch of BS, and he was trying to make himself look good, and that they know how she died. Let me see here. Hold on one second, let me get this. That he wanted to look like the good guy. Let's see here. I want to get her exact words here. She said that narcissists rewrite history to escape accountability. That was his character. Even in his last moments, he wanted to make sure that he looked like the good guy. That's ridiculous. We know how she died. She believes his claims in the notes that were found, those confessions, were untrue. And that was it. So the $100,000 donation. So that's good, and that's coming on the year anniversary. So hopefully that helps people not become, victims like Gabby was, and helps them out. So let's go to the other headlines. Okay, this is a suspect that was captured, after 4 people were shot to death in Ohio with a massive manhunt over the weekend. Authorities on Saturday night arrested 39-year-old Stephen Marlowe in Lawrence, Kansas, about 600 miles from where the killings occurred near Dayton, Ohio. Marlowe was being sought after police were called to a home in Butler Township, a suburb north of Dayton, for a report of shots fired on Friday morning. Officers found 4 gunshot victims, all dead, at multiple sites. They have been identified as 82-year-old Clyde Knox, 78-year-old Eva Knox, 41-year-old Sarah Anderson, and 15-year-old Kayla Anderson. The manhunt prompted the FBI to place him on the most wanted list on Saturday, which noted that he had links to Chicago, Indianapolis, and Lexington, Kentucky. He was last seen living in Dayton and driving a white 2007 Ford Edge. It's not clear how Marlowe was apprehended or what, if any, connections he has to Lawrence, Kansas. He was released from probation in February after he was convicted of aggravated burglary and aggravated menacing. Police have not officially identified a motive for the murders, but Marlowe reportedly released a video after the shooting in which he discussed why he shot the victims. In the video, he claims that his family is being operated on with mind control. And there was a copy of the video that was posted on WRG-TV. It said, "I have tolerated the most inhumane torture in hopes that the FBI and the CIA would come to my defense, but they have failed to come to my aid. Butler Township Police Chief John Porter told reporters mental illness may be a factor in the murders. We are working to determine if there's any motive for this horrible tragedy or if mental illness played any role, Porter told reporters at a press conference on Friday. Porter added that it was the first violent crime in the neighborhood in recent memory. Communities near the crime scene shut down some public areas for safety reasons after the shooting, including a golf course, recreation area, pool, and a senior citizens center. We do want to thank the general public for all their assistance, said Porter. School officials say the teenage victim, Kayla Anderson, was a student at Vandalia Butler High School. She was a ray of light and is being remembered for her kindness to others, Superintendent Robert O'Leary said. Very sad. Okay. So, a group of New York teens are accused of punching a young child and then stealing her scooter. The incident occurred July 28th at 5:50 p.m. in the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn. The 6-year-old victim was riding a Razor scooter when 3 people believed to be teenagers approached her near the intersection of Bartlett Street and Throop Avenue. One of the teen boys allegedly punched the 6-year-old girl in her chest using a closed fist, and then the other 2 took hold of the scooter before running away. Footage from a security camera shows 2 boys walking at a corner while a 3rd boy can be seen riding a bicycle. A short time later, the bicyclist reappears and the 2 boys are shown running away, one of them holding onto the Razor scooter. Medics treated the 6-year-old girl at the scene. She's expected to be physically okay and was not hospitalized. The New York Police Department describes the teens as 14 to 16 years of age. According to the security camera footage, one teen was wearing denim jeans and a multicolored t-shirt. A second teen was wearing blue or turquoise shorts and a white t-shirt with a graphic on the front, and the third teen was wearing black sunglasses and a black t-shirt and red shorts. Area residents say they were shocked and saddened by the crime. What is going on in the world? I mean, how could you stoop so low? Said a witness, Sandra Warner. I think it's crazy how a little girl can't even ride a scooter just to have fun. It's crazy how troublemakers just want to start nothing for no reason. I feel like it's sad and it's crazy. A man who was not identified also told a media station that it's ridiculous because there's a lot of kids in this area, especially on this block alone. To report any information on the case, call NYPD Crime Stoppers 1-800-577-TIPS. Okay. Four Muslim men have been gunned down since November 2021 in New Mexico, and authorities are now investigating whether all of these murders are connected. The most recent one occurred on Friday evening when a young man who is part of the Muslim community was murdered. Albuquerque Police Chief Harold Medina told the media on Saturday at a news conference. The victim was later identified as Naeem Hussein, who had attended funerals for 2 of the murdered men earlier in the day on Friday. Hussein was attacked in the parking lot of a group that helped asylum seekers and refugees and reportedly ambushed like the other men, according to the media station. Now people are beginning to panic, says Tahir Gauba, Public Affairs Director of the Islamic Center of New Mexico. Earlier in the week, authorities say it appeared that the 3 previous victims were attacked because of their religion and or race. Local, state, and federal authorities, including the FBI and the U.S. Marshal Service, are working on the case. The targeted killings of the Muslim residents of Albuquerque is deeply angering and wholly intolerable, New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham said. I am sending additional state police officers to Albuquerque to work in close coordination with APD and the FBI to bring the killer or killers to justice, and they will be found. Investigators have determined that 2 of the victims attended the same mosque and that there is a strong possibility their murders were linked to a shooting in November of an immigrant from Afghanistan. Police have identified the 3 previous victims. On Monday, 27-year-old Mohammed Hussein was fatally shot outside of his apartment complex. Hussein was the planning director for the city of Espanola. On July 26, 41-year-old Aftab Hussein was found dead with gunshot wounds near the city's International District. And on November 7th, 2021, 62-year-old Mohammed Ahmadi was shot in a halal supermarket parking lot. Ahmad Assad leads the Islamic Center of New Mexico and said that the city's Muslim community is on edge. Our community has been devastated, as you can imagine. We have never gone through anything like this. He told a TV station, "This is surreal. This is surreal time for us." $15,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to the arrest of those responsible for the murders. To report information, call the Albuquerque Metro Crime Stoppers 505-843-STOP. Texas man allegedly shook and fatally beat his 1-month-old son, who was found dead in a Texas motel room on Thursday. Houston police responded to a Motel 6 where they found Santana Robinson's lifeless body. The baby's mother, Alana Gabriel, and Jamal Robertson, 33, said Jamal Robertson, 33, struck and shook their son because he would not stop crying, and he became violent with her when she tried to intervene. Gabriel reportedly also told cops that she feared Jamal. She also claimed she woke up to find her son dead. The slain baby's mother went to allege that Jamal killed the newborn because he was jealous of the attention the baby was getting. Santana did not ask to come into this world. He's just a little baby, his mother said. You could have took it out on me, not him. Jamal is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, being a felon in possession of a firearm, and aggravated assault of a family member. He may face additional charges following the completion of his son's autopsy. Jamal is due in court on Monday. His bond was set at more than $900,000. What a nutcase. A 2-year-old girl was found dead at her mother's boyfriend's home last month, was allegedly killed by the man in 2019, and the New Jersey police say her mother never reported her missing. Edison police performed a welfare check for Monique Durham's twin 5-year-old daughters on July 26th. An investigation that initially determined that one of the girls had been missing since 2019 also revealed that Durham's boyfriend, Matthew Chiles, 29, also revealed that Durham's boyfriend had he's allegedly killed her. The Edison Division of Children Protective Services and Permanency contacted local police concerning the girl's welfare after speaking with Durham, who's 27 years old. Her daughter would have been 5 years old today, but authorities believe that Chiles killed her when she was a toddler. The twins' biological father has not been involved in their lives since their birth. The mother of Chiles' son alleged, "My son told me the last memory of me he has of his little sister was that she was getting spanked by her parents, and after they spanked her, they put her to bed. But my son said he was looking through the door and she was unresponsive." Meanwhile, sources say the little girl's remains were found in Chiles' basement in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. CPS was contacted in November and February of this year regarding this abuse allegations, including the surviving child. Durham allegedly failed to turn over the girl to CPS from February through June of 2022, leading to the agency to contact the Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the Edison Police. There is a history of domestic violence between Chiles and Durham previously told a CPS worker she was not safe. Chiles is charged with first-degree murder, second-degree endangering the welfare of a child, and second-degree desecration of human remains. Durham is charged with second-degree endangering the welfare of a child and theft. A detention hearing for Durham and Chiles is scheduled for Friday. Wow. Colorado woman reportedly sought a protective order against her ex-boyfriend on 2 occasions before he killed her and her 16-year-old daughter last Thursday in a double murder-suicide. The latest protective order was filed by Lindsay Dayum, 41 years old, was denied a month before Javier Acevedo, 49, fatally shot her and her daughter Meadow Sinner, 16. In June of 2021, Denver County Court filed protective order which barred Acevedo from owning or buying firearms. June of 2021 order was unrelated to the protective orders sought by Lindsay. The Loveland police said that Acevedo legally purchased the gun he used to kill Lindsay and her daughter Meadow in March of 2021, months before the protective order in Denver County. Lindsay claimed that Acevedo threatened to kill her in the protective order that she sought in June. A temporary protective order was implemented on June 16th, but it was vacated almost 2 weeks later. On June 16th, someone reportedly called police claiming that Acevedo told them he planned to kill his wife. Nothing came from the call, and authorities deemed that they lacked probable cause. Acevedo allegedly killed Lindsay and Meadow 2 days after that call. Lindsay also applied for a civil protective order against Acevedo in September of 2021. That order, which was also pertaining to Meadow and 2 other juveniles, was vacated later that month. In October of 2021, Acevedo was arrested for allegedly SAing a minor. The following month, Larimer County prosecutors were granted a criminal no-contact order, which barred him from contacting the juvenile victims in the case and going to their home in Loveland. He was not required to relinquish his weapons in that case. In January of this year, Lindsay told the Loveland police that Acevedo violated the November 2021 protective order involving her 3 children. Police determined that there was no probable cause, and weeks before the murders, someone who claimed to be a neighbor called the police about illegal activity at the Dayum's home. Police say they believe the caller was Acevedo, not a neighbor. 4 other children were at the home in Loveland last week when Acevedo allegedly murdered Lindsay and Meadow. Afterwards, Acevedo traveled 30 miles away to Erie and killed himself. Let me see. Let's see what's going on in the Kristen Smart trial. So the California jury heard from the man Wednesday who testified that the accused killer of Kristen Smart joked that her body was at his mother's house. Suspect Paul Flores, who attended California Polytechnic State University in 1996 with 19-year-old Kristen Smart, is accused of her murder. His father, Ruben Flores, is facing charges of helping his son hide her body. Both suspects were arrested in 2021 after investigators searched Ruben Flores' home multiple times. Investigators believe Paul Flores killed Kristen Smart at the college before hiding her body under Ruben's shed. Her remains have never been found. Jurors heard from numerous people during court Wednesday, including Derek C., who shared a dorm room with Paul Flores in 1996. And Derek testified that he joked around with Paul Flores after Kristen's disappearance and accused him of being culpable. I said, "You probably did something with her," and he joked back, "Yeah, she's at my mom's house right now." Derek added that Flores seemed serious in his remarks, looking Derek in the eyes when responding. He also testified that Flores' behavior would often change while under the influence of alcohol, and he would become overly aggressive and confrontational with other people. Bellow student Trevor Butler, who interacted with Kristen Smart on the night she disappeared, also testified Wednesday. He told the court that Kristen introduced herself as Roxy and pulled him into a dorm room where she kissed him and acted flirtatious. Bolter added that Kristen Smart then pulled him into a bathroom. Her mood changed, he said, and she asked if she was ugly. Bolter added that when he left the bathroom, a guy with blonde hair and big blue eyes demanded to know what happened in the bathroom. Bolter said the blue-eyed man laughed when Bolter told him nothing. Bolter later identified the man as Flores, although at the time he didn't know his name. Another student, Eric Wilkins, also interacted with Kristen Smart on the night in question, and he testified Wednesday that he saw her lying in a yard by bushes, talking incoherently, and dressed inappropriately for the weather. Kristen Smart disappeared May 24, 1996, after attending an off-campus party near Cal Poly. She called her parents that night at around 8 p.m., left a voicemail. It was the last time that they heard from her. Paul Flores told investigators that he accompanied Smart back to the Muir Hotel, Hall dorm after the party where she lived. He then said he then left and walked to his own dorm at the Santa Lucia Hall. Flores had a black eye while speaking to investigators at the time, and he explained it happened after playing basketball, but authorities were skeptical of his story. Flores later changed his story and claimed he got the black eye while working on a truck. Eventually, Flores stopped talking to investigators and obtained an attorney. When investigators brought cadaver dogs to the campus, the dogs reportedly made their way to the dorm room 128, where Flores shared that dorm with his roommate, who testified 2 dogs showed an interest in a mattress on the left-hand side of the room, and that was Flores' side of the room. According to the Carter dog handler, Adela Moores, there was a strong possibility that a deceased human body had been in that room. Okay. If convicted, Paul Flores faces 25 years to life in prison, while his father, if convicted, faces a maximum sentence of 3 years. So we'll keep following up on that. And then investigators say they solved the death of a college student whose murder in rural Kansas 12 years ago stunned his family and friends. In February of 2010, a woman who was out walking came across the body of a 19-year-old named German Clersey, and it was along a dirt road in rural Kansas. German had been shot to death. German's shoes were clean, suggesting that he had been murdered elsewhere and then dumped in the culvert. He also still had his wallet, which indicated he was not robbed. His car was found later that year in June 2020 in Wichita, Kansas. The death puzzled investigators. It went cold for more than a decade, but police reopened the case last year and uncovered information that led them to conduct follow-up interviews, which further developed new evidence. The effort paid off, and over the weekend, police arrested Christopher Valadez and Candace Valadez, both 32, on charges of murdering German. Officers took the couple into custody at their home in South Carolina. This is the couple. Shauna McKee, German's girlfriend at the time of his death, posted on Facebook on Monday that both Christopher and Candace Valadez worked at the same gas station but had transferred to another location after the murder. German was an Argentinian immigrant attending Crowley County Community College when he died. McKee told the media that she last spoke with German about him moving in with her after a recent fight. She said that they had been working on it. I had no idea what happened. This is a complete and total shock to me, to everyone. Authorities have not yet released publicly any information about the potential motive for the murder. He had no criminal record, no known enemies. He was the best guy in the world, McKee said. He had the best heart. He was on the right track. He said. Okay, hang on a second. Okay. Okay. So in the Parkland shooting trial penalty phase, the prosecutors seeking to sentence Florida school shooter Nicholas Cruz to death let the facts speak for themselves as he presented his case. Terrifying witness accounts, heart-rending statements from parents and spouses, chilling surveillance videos, gruesome autopsy photos, and crime scene photos. And as a capstone, Thursday's jury walkthrough of the 3-story building where it happened, showing bloodstains and Valentine's Day cards still clinging to the floors. Lead prosecutor Mike Satz, the 80-year-old former Broward County State Attorney, then rested his case against the defendant who murdered 14 students and 3 staff members at Parkland Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School on February 14, 2018. Cruz's attorneys reportedly objected that Satz's case went beyond what was legally allowable or necessary and was aimed primarily at inflaming the jurors' emotions, objections that were denied by the circuit judge Elizabeth Scher. There was never any doubt Satz would be able to prove the killings were cold, calculated, and premeditated, that Cruz's actions were heinous, atrocious, or cruel, and or created a great risk to many persons, and four other aggravating circumstances listed in Florida law that make him eligible for a possible death sentence. But Satz also said he had to give them heft, as they must, in the jurors' unanimous opinion, outweigh the mitigating factors the defense will soon present. I don't think that there were any surprises, but what surprises could there have been, said Bob Jarvis, a law professor at Nova Southeastern University in suburban Fort Lauderdale. The jurors knew, walking in, what Cruz had done. The question that kept running through my mind was it too much? He did a fantastic job, said David S. Weinstein, a Miami criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. He had built a case that I think has given the jury more than enough to find these aggravating factors and was not over the top at all. After a 1-week break, the sides will spend a week without the jury arguing before Judge Scherer over what evidence Cruz's defense can present about how his birth mother's drinking and drug abuse during pregnancy affected his brain and whether defects can be seen on scans. Jennifer Zadalis, a University of Florida law professor, said such arguments over fetal alcohol syndrome scans go back 20 years. Brain scans, MRIs, we can learn from them. The argument will be over whether the evidence reaches the standard of relevance and reliability to be permitted. She said that if the evidence admissibility is borderline, she would expect the judge to side with Cruz's lawyers, as appellate courts have. Such a defendant on trial for his life deserves wide latitude. Cruz, who's now 23, pled guilty in October to 17 counts of first-degree murder. The trial is only to decide whether the former Stoneman Douglas student is sentenced to death or life without parole. Once they begin deliberating, likely several weeks from now, the jury will take separate votes for each victim. For each death sentence, the jury must be unanimous, or the sentence for that victim is life. After Shara rules, lead defense attorney Melissa McNeil is expected to give her opening statement August 22nd, and then she and her team will present their case. That's when the trial really begins, Jarvis said. Instead, they are expected to focus on his life, starting with his birth mother's addictions, his severe emotional and behavioral problems that began in preschool, and the holes in his treatment, his adoptive father's death when he was 5 years old, his adoptive mother's death 3 months before the shootings, his alleged essay at the hands of a trusted peer, that he was an immature 19-year-old, and the bullying that he endured from his brother and his brother's friends. McNeil and her team are unlikely to downplay the severity of Cruz's actions. They have conceded in court several times that the murders were horrible and wiped away tears during some of the parents' statements about their deceased children. The defense will argue, if you send him to death, you are ignoring all of that, and that is just wrong, Jarvis said. Weinstein said the defense had a tough task. The jurors all swore that they could vote for either death or life based on the evidence. Even if the defense can prove some mitigating factors, it will be difficult for those to outweigh the 17 people murdered in cold blood. I don't think you can paint a picture of Cruz as sympathetic, that he is not as bad as what the prosecution has said, Jarvis said. Instead, they have to show that he is a victim, that he fell through the cracks, that society failed him from the outset. Society created this monster and failed to stop this monster. Weinstein said the prosecution will argue, if the death penalty is not appropriate in this circumstance, why do we have it? What could happen that's possibly any more egregious than this? So we'll see what happens on that. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. All right, let me see. Why is this going like that? Okay. Is this the same one? Cincinnati. Wow, another shooting. Okay, so this is a suspected shooter fled the scene after opening fire in a crowded area in Cincinnati, Ohio, on the city's main street and remains at large. Right now, we have one Cincinnati police officer that discharged one round, and we do not know if that officer struck the individual that he was firing his gun at. What I can tell you is that individual that he fired at was actively shooting the firearm at the time. None of the victims are in critical condition, with most of the wounds being to the lower extremities. At least 9 people were wounded in that Cincinnati shooting. So 10 dead, including 3 children, in a Pennsylvania house fire where the house was completely destroyed. 3 children and 7 adults were killed as a blazing fire raged in a Pennsylvania home on Friday morning. A local firefighter is related to many of the victims. The Pennsylvania State Police said that at 2:42 a.m., one of its officers arrived at a house fire with entrapment of a 2-story home in Nescapek, a small town of a little more than 100 miles from Philadelphia. The Pennsylvania State Police added that a total of 10 people were found dead inside the home, including 3 children. 3 additional adults were able to escape the home and survive. The Luzerne County Coroner's Office helped at the scene, as well as the Pennsylvania State Police and K-9 units. The residence was completely destroyed by the fire, adding that the investigation is ongoing. The victims have been identified as Dale Baker, 19, Star Baker, 22, David Daubert, Senior, 79, Brian Daubert, 42, Shannon Daubert, 45, Laura Dalbert, 47, and Marion Slusser, 54. The names of the children who died have not been released, but they were aged 5, 6, and 7. The Nescopeck Volunteer Fire Department firefighter Harold Baker said that his son and daughter, Dale and Star, died in the fire. He also lost his father-in-law and sister-in-law. The children that died were his grandchildren. 13 dogs were also inside the home. That's very sad. All lost, Harold said. The kids that were there and my 2 kids were just visiting their aunt and uncle. Those were the ones who owned the house. They were there visiting and going into the pool and all that. Recalling the moment he found out his relative's home was in flames, Harold said he woke up to the pager alerts about the fire with 10 people entrapped. He quickly went to the fire station, and as they headed towards the house, he realized they were given the wrong address and that his brother-in-law's home was actually the one on fire. I tried to get in as fast as I can, he said. I tried 3 times and then realized whose house it was and why I was trying to get in there, and they yanked me off. They said, no, you've got to get the hell out of here. His son Dale, who was a volunteer fighter, was saluted with a flag over his body after he was found. They took him out as a fallen firefighter. Harold, who lost 8 relatives in the fire, said of his son. His daughter Star was supposed to get married in 2023. Michael Swank, who lived across the street, said that he saw flames coming from the porch and hearing popping sounds that he initially thought were gunshots. I knew the fire department was not going to make it in time. Boy, it was just a horrendous fire, he said. Stating that the flames went from the porch to the upstairs of the home. It was an inferno. God bless those children that were in there. They didn't have a prayer. Pennsylvania State Police Lieutenant Derek Felsman said that this is a complex criminal investigation that's being conducted. Authorities have also been speaking with those who made it out alive. Robin Messina, the daughter of the mayor of Nescopeck, has started a GoFundMe for donations, and it has raised $5,000 of its $10,000 goal. And now it's raised $20,521 of its $35,000 goal. That's very sad. Okay, let me go here. What's this one? Hang on a minute. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Tiny Nebraska town now. A Nebraska man was arrested on Friday in connection with a quadruple homicide in a small community in the northeast corner of the state. Jason Jones, 42, is accused of killing 4 people inside 2 homes and setting the homes on fire in the 972-person town of Laurel. A Nebraska State Police vehicle was parked outside the Twyford family home in Laurel. Authorities have not determined the causes of death of the 4 victims, but the Nebraska State Patrol officer John Bolduck said bullets were fired at both homes and that accelerant was used in both fires. Early Thursday morning, cops responded to a fire and an explosion at a home in Laurel and found 1 person dead inside. The person was identified as 53-year-old Michelle Eberling. Shortly afterwards, authorities responded to a second house fire 3 blocks away. There they found 3 people dead in that home. On Friday, those victims were identified as Jean Twyford, 86, Janet Twyford, 85, and Dana Twyford, 55. Jones lived across the street from Eberling. Police said Bolduck did not speculate Friday on a possible motive. A small memorial was started outside the Twyford family home While Jones was arrested Friday morning, he has not been formally charged with the crime because he was suffering from severe burns at the time. He was airlifted to a hospital in Lincoln, more than 100 miles south of Laurel. On Thursday, Bolduc said that whoever started these fires was likely burned because of the accelerant. Though Bolduc said it's unclear if Jones knew the victims, one resident said, "Everybody here knows everybody." Okay. A New Jersey man who made up a story about a homeless veteran helping out his then girlfriend and used this story to solicit more than $400,000 in online donations was sentenced to 5 years in state prison on Friday. You might remember this story. Mark D'Amico had pled guilty in December of 2019 and admitted concocting the feel-good tale in late 2017 about Johnny Bobbitt Jr., giving his last $20 to help D'Amico's girlfriend, Caitlin McClure, when his car ran out of gas on Interstate 95. When her car ran out of gas on Interstate 95 in Philadelphia. Prosecutors said at the time that the three had met previously and they cooked up this scheme to make money. They conducted newspaper and television interviews. They solicited donations, ostensibly, and helped Bobbitt through a GoFundMe campaign that they named Paying It Forward. The campaign raised more than $400,000 from about 14,000 donors in about a month's time, and at the time was the largest fraud perpetrated, sorry about this, guys, through the crowdfunding platform, according to the prosecutor's office in Burlington County, New Jersey. You might remember that one, right? Authorities then began investigating after Bobbitt sued the couple, accusing them of not giving him the money. They eventually determined that all of the money was spent by March 2018, with large chunks spent by McClure and D'Amico on a recreational vehicle, a BMW, and trips to casinos in Las Vegas and New Jersey. People genuinely wanted to believe it was true, said the Burlington County prosecutor, LaChia Bradshaw, but it was all a lie, and it was illegal. Our office is pleased to bring justice for the more than 14,000 kind-hearted people who thought that they were helping someone who was living in a desperate situation. D'Amico and McClure have been ordered to fully reimburse GoFundMe. D'Amico has also pled guilty to separate federal charges and is currently in federal prison in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. His state sentence will run concurrently, and when he finishes his 27-month-old federal sentence, he will serve the remainder of his state time, according to the prosecutor's office. McClure and Bobbitt also pled guilty to state and federal charges. Bobbitt is in a state drug court program as part of his plea agreement and is awaiting federal sentencing. McClure was sentenced to 1 year on federal charges and is awaiting sentencing on state charges, where she's expected to receive additional time. The nearly a decade before he became the face of the botched law enforcement response at Robb Elementary School, Pete Arredondo was demoted from a high-ranking position at the Webb County Sheriff's Office. Arredondo couldn't get along with people, said Webb County Sheriff Martin Kuehler. Arredondo, who boasts more than 30 years' experience in law enforcement, worked at the Uvalde Police Department from 1993 to 2009, and that year he took a job as an assistant chief with the Webb County Sheriff's Office, but his rank was downgraded in 2014 to commander. He was difficult to get along with his coworkers, especially upper staff, Martin said Thursday. The basic thing I want to say is he just didn't fit the qualifications or the work that I set out for him. The Uvalde community demands accountability for school officials following the shooting report. Okay, so 4 people are dead after a suspected drunk driver crashes into a golf cart in Texas. Officers from the Galveston Police Department responded to the scene at the intersection of 33rd Street and Avenue R at around 11:35 on Saturday and found the adult driver of the golf cart dead at the scene. An adult female passenger and 2 children were transported to the University of Texas Medical Branch at Galveston, where they later died. Another adult and child that were in the golf cart were also transported to the hospital and are in critical condition. Investigators believe the driver of the black Hyundai SUV that was traveling eastbound on Avenue R and failed to stop. He then struck that golf cart, which was traveling northbound, and a black Dodge pickup truck, which was traveling southbound. The suspected driver of the SUV, 45-year-old Miguel Espinoza of Rosenberg, Texas, and the passenger in the Hyundai SUV sustained minor injuries and were treated and released from the hospital. Espinoza has been charged with 4 counts of intoxication manslaughter. He is currently being held in the Galveston County Jail. The victims' identities are pending release until their next of kin has been notified. Oh, wow. It's horrible. Enough fentanyl to kill over 50,000 people was intercepted. A shipment heading through the United States that contained enough fentanyl to kill a little over 50,000 people was recently seized by officials. The press release from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection said that the seizure occurred on August 4th, when CBP officials in Louisville, Kentucky, encountered a shipment arriving from India. The package was manifested as medicine. However, CBP officers conducting a further inspection found that it contained something much different. During the inspection, CBP officers found 5 pill bottles within the package containing pills that were later tested and came back positive for fentanyl properties. The seizure came as CBP officers and another law enforcement officials continue to work to stop the flow of fentanyl throughout the United States. According to the press release, the fentanyl pills were seized had an estimated street value of at least $15,000 and contained enough to kill 50,200 people. Even though this shipment may seem like a very small amount, remember, 2 milligrams of this stuff is lethal, said the Louisville Port Director Thomas Mann. The seizure showcases the excellent work our officers do every day. This is a dangerous opioid, and our officers were able to prevent this deadly drug from reaching its destination. I don't know what I heard something. I heard something I don't want to. Oh, there, Mike. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. It's very generous. Okay, so now we have, where did I just get that? The one I was going to do next. Okay, wait, let's do this first. Actress Anne Heche is in stable condition after being hospitalized on Friday following a car accident, according to a statement from her representatives. Anne reportedly crashed her car into a Los Angeles home. The vehicle was heading east on Preston Way at a high rate of speed, entered the T intersection at Preston Way and Walgrove Avenue. She ran off the road and collided with the residents in the 1700 block of Walgrove, said the LAPD spokesperson. The car subsequently became engulfed in flames, and Anne, who suffered burn injuries, was transported to a local hospital. The house also became engulfed in flames, and the resulting fire took 59 firefighters more than an hour to put out. There were no other injuries, and the occupant of the house was not hurt in the accident. Anne Heche was also reportedly involved in another car accident at a nearby apartment complex minutes before the Walgrove crash. No arrests have been made yet, and they are currently investigating the incident. Wow. Okay. Where's my other? Oh, this one, yeah. Okay, hang on. Police have arrested a Lowell man in connection with the death of Linda Gilbert, who was stabbed inside her home last Sunday night. Rayshawn Settles, 22, was arrested and charged with murder. Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan's office said Lowell police confirmed Saturday Settles is Gilbert's grandnephew. Her grandnephew. At 11:19 p.m. on July 31st, the Lowell police received a call reporting an unresponsive woman inside a house on Loring Street. Police found Gilbert with multiple stab wounds, and she was brought to Lowell General Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. She was 64 years old. Over the past week, police investigated the incident. They found surveillance photo of Settles walking to and from the Loring Street home around the time of Gilbert's death. They also found the clothing that Settles allegedly wore during the murder, and these clothing items were tested in a state police crime lab, and they were found to have Gilbert's DNA on them. Settles was arrested on Saturday without incident at the Lowell General Hospital Saints campus. Police said he was being civilly held there since August 1st. Settles is expected to be arraigned on Monday in the Lowell District Court. Okay, let's see. Okay, Harvey Weinstein, latest hearing in his SA case was delayed Friday morning when a flood caused a lockdown at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility in Los Angeles, where the convicted artist is currently behind bars. Just a routine delay, one of Weinstein's attorney, Mark Worksman, told the members of the media who were sitting in the courtroom. My client on the payphone is still in his cell, Weinstein's attorney said at 9:29 a.m., asking for an update from the bailiff, who was on the phone with the prison trying to arrange transportation for Harvey Weinstein to be escorted to the courthouse for the hearing. It's my understanding, Judge Lisa B. Lynch began, that there was a flood at Twin Towers where Mr. Weinstein is housed. It is now 9:40 a.m. The hearing was originally scheduled to begin at 8:30 a.m. It was the latest court date leading up to Weinstein's long-awaited R trial. Judge Lynch pushed the hearing to August 10th, but first dealt with a few matters regarding the defense's subpoenas to witnesses. Earlier this week, in another hearing for the case, Judge Lynch ruled to limit the amount of information that could be obtained by Weinstein's defense team for the upcoming trial, approving the prosecution's motions to quash subpoenas from the four witnesses for their correspondence, including personal emails and texts dating back as far as 2004 with one of the alleged victims. At that hearing, however, the judge said she would prevent the defense from serving future subpoenas to victims and would not ask them to notify the prosecution in advance of their attempts to serve. On Friday morning, discussions got a bit heated with the prosecution objecting to Weinstein's attorney, Alan Jackson, who argued that the defense has the right to subpoena witnesses without giving advance notice to the prosecution. As much as Mr. Thompson would love us to hand him our playbook, that's not the law. We're entitled to an investigation, Jackson said, speaking of lead sex crimes prosecutor Paul Thompson, who argued that the defense's subpoenas have been vastly overbroad. He can have the effect of harassing witnesses and the victims, Thompson said, explaining his objection. The prosecution argued that Weinstein's attorneys have not made any remote attempt to narrow the scope of what they're asking for in what is possibly relevant to the case. So that is, if something is completely irrelevant, is asked of a witness or a victim, we can't unring that bell. I don't know whether they are overbroad, the judge said. I have no idea because I don't know until I get the documents. At some point in time, there has to be an opportunity for an objection to be made if one is justified. Weinstein is scheduled to go on trial October 10th in LA. He faces 11 charges of R and sexual assault from 5 women. Hi. Okay. Okay, hang on. Little entertainment, true crime news. So, Law and Order Special Victims Unit looks like it's going to take on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard court battle with a storyline centered around what looks like an explosive courtroom drama. News set photos from the long-running crime show that's gearing up for its own take on the celebrity blockbuster trial. Mariska Hargitay was photographed filming the show on August 4th in New York City alongside Julia Goldani of Bunheads fame. The photos show Haggerty and Captain Liv Benson escorting Goldani's character out of a courthouse surrounded by people holding placards with slogans like Team Austin and I Stand with Austin. Another placard reads Team Kelsey. So it's going to be something like the Amber Heard trial, but that is what I have so far in the whatchamacallit, in the headlines for today. So let me see here. Oh wow, what happened here? Thank you, Nicole G. How come I didn't hear the music? Thank you, Liz Tops. And thank you, Mike. That's very nice. Thank you very much. Very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me go over here. Hold on. I'm kind of lost. Okay, Mike. Billy Boy Blue. Okay. Why didn't I get to live chat? There we go. So I'm going to open up. Actually, I don't have to open up the phone lines. It's the same Zoom number. Same Zoom time, same Zoom number. It's the same Zoom number if someone wants to call in. It's in Slack. Call in. Oh, I've got to do something with this here. And hi, Chris Ree. Hope you're feeling better. Kevin Leonard. Jenny D1. Good to see you. Linda, Liz Tops. Let's see who's here. Debbie L, Deborah Vancouverden, Jenny D1, Kevin Leonard, Chris Ree, Larky, Linda, Liz Tops, Margot K, Mike, Nicole Griffith, Sharon. You know, I was thinking of somebody, now I can't think of it. I was just thinking where were they? We should check in with them. And who was it? Oh my goodness, no, I can't remember. And I just had it before. I was just thinking about them. Let me think about it. Whisper to me, where are you? You're, but wasn't whisper to me. It wasn't whisper to me. It was, Julie W., where are you? Hope you're okay. But it was somebody else. Sherry Shirley, hope you're okay. It wasn't Captain Lee Fan, it was somebody. Carla, saw you today in the other chat. Hope everything's good in the Slack chat. What was I gonna say? There was somebody else. I said, oh my gosh. Juju Bees, Mary Tackett. Trying to think, but that wasn't who I'm thinking of. Trying to think of. Wasn't Lark. Hey, Janae. Janae. The heck. Jeannie's talking about life. Hi. That was somebody else. Somebody else. Hi, 61. Good to see you. Gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Peridot should be getting married any day now. Good luck, Peridot. I think it's in August, right? I think it's the 15th, maybe? Best of luck, Peridot. There's Julie W. There was someone. Oh, there's Juju Bees. See, you got to call the people out. Anti-cuckoo, anti-cuckoo, anti-cuckoo. Remember that? Carol Clark. Carol Plant, please say prayers for Carol Plant. She's going through some unbelievable medical issues. Please, prayers for Carol Plant. We're praying for you, Carol Plant. I'm just trying to think. It was somebody that was normally. Oh, there's Peridot. Look. August 28th. Oh, I thought it was the 15th. Oh, wow. It's getting close, right? Today's the 8th, so less than 3 weeks, Peridot. Are you all ready? Are you freaking out? You'll have to send us a picture of you in your dress and everything with your new husband, the one that's money you're spending, remember? Okay. Flow on the go. Oh, you added to your name now? Oh my goodness. Okay. Trying to remember. Hi, Liza Ward. Trying to remember. Yes, I really am, and yes, I'm freaking out. Yes, you're ready, and yes, you're freaking out. Try to relax. I know, yeah, take it from somebody with high anxiety, but yeah, try to relax. Try to relax and enjoy it, soak it in. How long are you going to be there for? Is your whole family's going down? Rebecca, where are you? Rebecca's on the road again. But I can't remember, and I just said, oh my gosh, and I thought about it over there. It just bothers me when I can't think again, and the more I think about it, the more I'm not going to remember. On the road again. Irene, we're always looking for you, Irene. Come on, Irene. Kelly Ryan. And then, hi Sharon. Hi Nancy M. Nona May, Nora Woods. Think of Juju's prayers to all of you. God has blessed me with helping with my loss one day at a time. Yeah, one day at a time. Susie B. Who else? Think of what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'll get the other invoices out tomorrow. I've got to go in and make sure we've got to get those invoices out. But we'll do. Jimmy,
What?
we have to get that stuff weighed.
Say it again?
The invoices. The invoices?
Yeah.
Yeah. The stuff. Okay. Christina Ferrari, hi.
What?
The number's in Slack. You need a small snack? I feel all of a sudden I feel so hot, like the heat's on. I was like, I took a really nice swim and it was actually cool. I saw my nephew's like, go get warm. Like I wasn't cold, but I varnished my table. Oh, sleepy. I was kept up very late last night by some people in a Zoom meeting. But what else? What else? Is that it for tonight? Should we just go into a Zoom? Nobody wants to get on and everybody wants to act all shy. And we went over all the headlines. Tomorrow there'll be the trial. We'll watch again for the honor killings, and we'll discuss that tomorrow. You had a pecan log? You fell asleep, Nancy? I think you're on here with me. I think you are here. Somebody's still here with me. Let's see who it is. Alicia, be so nice is still here. Alicia, be so nice. Are you up? Alicia, be so nice. Alicia, be so nice. Alicia, be so nice is still here. Zoom is good? Yeah, well, call into the Zoom then. It'll be the same number. The same number. Maybe we can watch another documentary? Maybe. I am feeling a little sleepy. I have to get to bed early. Thank you to the moderators. Oh shoot, I've got to put my watch on the charger. Hi, Larky. Hold on a minute. It might knock us out. Yeah. Maybe I can watch it from the massage chair. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get that out there. I've got to take my vitamins, put my thing on the charger. Ugh. The numbers are in there, so call them in. Oh my goodness, come on. You gotta run. Where did I put? I don't know where I put my key. Oh, there it is. I don't have any left. Do I have anything left? No, I drank that all. Okay. Need another drink. Ugh. What's going on? Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. Didn't have to be so nice. I would have liked you. Oh. Okay. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm trying to find something. And I don't remember what it is. I'm coming. Calm down. Okay. Okay, I'm coming.
Carolyn.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Linda?
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Carolyn,
Yes.
I wasn't saying you were gonna knock us out. I was saying Zoom might knock us out.
Oh, no, I thought you meant the movie.
'Cause I was going to say the same thing because we're already at 20 hours.
Yeah, at least.
Well, we'll see here. Let's see.
Plus, it's way up there. I mean, it's like 75, 80 posts up.
Really?
Yeah.
Now everybody's here.
Okay.
We'll
Well,
see.
we can just hate for us to knock us out. We get talking, and all of a sudden it goes off. I mean, it's like 75, 80 posts up.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
gang.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Gail.
Hello.
Well, you could go to the community
I'm on
tab
data,
and find it.
So I'll only
but-
pop in and out.
Okay.
But you put a new one in?
Mm-mm.
Hello.
Hello.
I didn't put a new one in, but up. I don't know why. I can't get. Why can't I get? What do you mean you can't see anything?
Hi, Nicole.
Hey everybody, how are ya?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm supposed to be in bed because I'm going camping tomorrow, but I found some pizza
Oh,
Oh my God, I'm so hungry.
and I'm eating it right now. It's so good. Really
I don't know
good.
what happened to Alicia. Must have conked out.
I don't know. Well, she was in here yesterday. She went to a party, then she came back, so she's just not,
Okay.
just stays in here,
I don't know who 674343 is.
Is that Janae?
I don't know.
I think it might be.
That's Jenny D1. I don't
Janae?
see that number anywhere. Liza, hi Liza.
Eliza.
I don't see that
Hi,
number.
Liza.
In the waiting room.
Oh, in the waiting room?
67.
Oh, it might be, let a minute. It's probably Janae.
That's Janae, I think, because I remember the number. I'm good at remembering numbers.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody be good. Is that the sound of mini Brand's ball? No, it's the sound of my vitamins.
Well, let's see. Does anybody else want to come in? Oh, hi, 61 wants to go camping. Hi, 61, I would take you with me. Is that the sound of a mini brand ball? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that?
No, it's the sound of my vitamins.
Oh.
All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye,
Night.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye,
Good night. Good night.
Night.